If you were my kid, this is something that I would want to set up with you early. Not to get rich, not to day trade, and not to stress about money. It's really to just be a little smarter with the cash you already have. So today I want to show you how I would set up a simple account that earns more than a normal checking account without playing games, gambling, or constantly watching the market. One thing I've learned over the years is that most people don't lose money because they're dumb. They lose money because they make things a little bit too complicated. So if you were my kid, I'd tell you this right up front. Simple beats smart, boring beats exciting, and consistency beats clever. So let's talk about it. Here's how I would have you set it up. I'd have you use your normal checking account where your paycheck comes in and your bills get paid, and then link this to a Charles Schwab brokerage account. Nothing fancy, it's just connected now. That brokerage account becomes your working money account, not your bets on stocks account. Inside that account, I would then split your money into two buckets. The first bucket is money that you'll need soon. I'd define this as things that you might need in the next year. This could be for rent, car repairs, emergency savings, short-term goals, that kind of stuff. The money in that bucket doesn't need to be exciting. I'd put that money into something ultra boring, ultra safe, that just earns a little bit of interest but obviously stays stable. Think of it as a parking spot for your cash. This isn't your growth engine. I typically like to put it into a fund called SGOV, which is earning about 4% right now. It's an ultra conservative savings account essentially. The benefit of this bucket is you can easily trade in and out of that within a day, but it earns far more than, say, your checking account. So you park that money in that account, let it earn interest, and again, it's extra safe. So then when you need it, you take that money from that account and put it back into your checking account for your everyday bills. The second bucket is money that you are not needing anytime soon. This is money that you can leave alone and let grow over time. For that, I would keep it in a simple, large company index fund. This is again simple and boring, but you don't have to guess, you don't have to pick winners, you don't have to watch charts every day. You're just owning a small piece of a lot of different companies and then letting time do the work. These are some of the best companies in America, and again, you're not picking winners and losers. This is just an index fund. And so this would be for money that you're not going to need for at least a year or more. So here's how I would actually use this in the day-to-day. You keep some spending money in your checking account so that you're not stressing every day when you swipe your debit card or credit card. The rest of that money then sits in those two buckets. That short-term money is earning interest, whereas most checking accounts don't pay you any interest, or if they do, it's super small. And then the long-term money is quietly growing. You're still living your life, you're just letting your money work a little bit harder for you in the background. If you were my kid, I'd also tell you what not to do. I wouldn't have you chasing individual stocks. I wouldn't have you trading crypto. I wouldn't have you jumping in and out of the market. Can people make money doing this? Of course they can. But what you usually hear about are the wins. Nobody posts on social media about the money they just lost. As your dad, my goal wouldn't be to make you rich fast. My goal would be to help you not screw this up while you're busy living your life. This approach isn't exciting, it's not a hack, it's not a flex, but it works because it's boring, repeatable, and kind of hard to mess up. And honestly, the people who win with money usually aren't the loudest. They're just consistent. If you were my kid, I'd want you to focus on building your life, not watching markets all day. This is just a simple way to earn a little extra money on the money that you've already worked hard to get, without stress, no get rich quick here, just steady, practical, tried and true. And if this helps even just one person avoid unnecessary mistakes, it's worth sharing. If you want more of these conversations, this series is called If You Were My Kid. And if you're a parent, maybe this sparks a conversation you have at your own kitchen table.